The Edmonton Oilers are making multiple moves, whether it's signing European free agents, college free agents, their own draft picks, calling up players from the AHL's Bakersfield Condors. Lots of reinforcements coming here for the Oilers with 3 games left in the regular season as they take on the Winnipeg Jets tonight in Winnipeg. All that more today on Oilers Digest. But first, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel already, folks, what are you waiting for? 75% of you have not yet hit that button down below. So for any and all Oiler content leading up to and during the Stanley Cup playoffs and eventually into free agency and all that fun jazz, make sure you stay locked here to Oilers Digest. But without further ado, let's put some pen to paper here. With more pen to paper, I mean, Stan Bowman is bolstering his prospect pools. The Oilers don't really have one to begin with. I mean, Bo Akey, they traded Max Warner, but still lots of work to be done with that pool. But they have signed goaltender Samuel Jonsson to a 3-year entry-level contract. 6'5" netminder was the 2024-25 Swedish goalie of the year. Not going to do anybody any favors, but trying to pronounce that league name. Goalie of the year with a 17-6 record, a 1.88 goals against average, and a 922 save percentage with 6 shutouts there. And I mean, goaltending prospects, you can never have too many of those as the goalie pipeline for the Oilers. It's not too bad. Connor Unger, Colin Dealey, who his contract runs out after this season. The Oilers might try to find another veteran backup to, back up Olivier Rodrigue with the Condors. With Olivier Rodrigue still has one, his RFA. He's an RFA at the end of this year, and then you see Samuel Jonsson and then Nathaniel Day, who's been ripping it up in the ECHL there with the Fort Wayne Comets. I do believe his first 2 starts, 2 shutouts there. So good start to his professional career, minor pro career with Nathaniel Day. But that's not it with Cam Robinson. You're from Elite Prospects. I'm told that Quinn Hutson, the eldest Hutson brother, yes, that Hutson, his brother Lane, I do believe there are, one other Hutson brothers. It's a big family. It's like the Hughes all over again. Will sign a 2-year entry-level contract with the Oilers after tonight's NCAA National Championship game. Of course, Quinn Hutson and his Boston University Terriers lost to Western Michigan. So, sorry about that there, Quinn, but it's great that he's becoming an Oiler after this season. He'll report directly to Edmonton and will instantly burn a year off the deal, making him an RFA at the end of the 2025-26 season. There you can see 114 points in 117 NCAA games there, so nearly a point per game. That's exactly what you love to see there, the college game. It's a bit of a weird transition, different transition from the NCAA to the NHL. Of course, you play more games and, just a different type of play style there, but I don't think he will have any problems trying to transition over to the NHL level. When it comes to the Elite Prospects and their NCAA free agent guy, when it comes to Quinn Hutson, they say he's always open and ready to fire instantly. Hutson is a goal scorer. What separates him from other NCAA goal scorers is how he's constantly moving to become the perfect option and seems to read the play far in advance. Hutson is becoming increasingly dynamic at this level. He prefers the give-and-go, quick possession game, but he shows deception, pace, and creativity doing it. Now, if there's one thing the Oilers need, it's someone who is, willing to shoot the puck from anywhere at any time. Lots of hesitation from the main group when it comes to trying to just put the puck on net. They have to pass it 30 times before they can muster a shot on net. But with Quinn Hutson, hopefully he just brings, a different dynamic to this team there where, they try to emphasize, the quantity that you hold the puck over the quality of shots there. But Quinn Hutson, I'm excited. Hopefully he, begins with the AHL's Bakersfield Condors, so, gets his footing there with the AHL game and eventually called up to the NHL. But lots of roster spots to be fought for on that Oiler roster next year. But speaking of the Oiler roster, decimated by injuries with only 3 games left in the regular season as they are leaving on a jet plane to leave Edmonton and take on the Winnipeg Jets tonight at the Canada Life Center. There you can see 6 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Mountain there on Sportsnet. And with Kris Knoblauch in the 82-game schedule, he says it's a grind. I think we've done a pretty good job of battling through that mental fatigue, and then as you get closer to playoff time, which we have in the last few weeks, you're thinking about possible first-round matchups and clinching and all those things and the importance of winning games to get into the playoffs. The guys have been focused, unfortunate on the injury aspect, losing so many guys, but this is an exciting time. So, of course, Kris Knoblauch, glass half full kind of guy, which you always love to see, very calm, very collected, which is better, than a chaotic coach in the locker room, finding ways to, put the blame on others as to why the Oilers are so injury riddled. But he's just going with the flow there. And of course, yesterday there was some tough news for the Oilers and Matisse Ekholm from TSN's Ryan Rashad, hearing there were further tests to be done, but it's believed to be a serious injury that worst case scenario may end the season. Best case scenario will keep him sidelined for quite some time, and there's an update this morning from Oilers TV's Tony Brar. Ekholm is getting another look at the injury, and from Kris Knoblauch won't be joining us immediately. So of course that's a little more optimistic than the Rashad report, but still something like that with Ekholm. Only played 7 games since the beginning of March there against the Hurricanes. That's something that you have to keep an eye on. Ekholm, 34 years old there, so Father Time is undefeated there, and you might be getting Ekholm sooner rather than later. Other notes there, Draisaitl, Nugent-Hopkins, Hyman, Ekholm, Wallman, Klingberg obviously on LTIR, and Trent Frederick out against the Winnipeg Jets tonight. There are a lot of numbers, but no names. Thanks, Tony. And then Draisaitl out tonight, questionable for tomorrow against the LA Kings, and likely in for Game 82 against the Sharks on Wednesday night. Cam Dineen is in tonight, and Stuart Skinner starts tonight, his first start since March 26 when he suffered that injury against the Dallas Stars. And just taking a look at the Oilers lineup there, or what seems to be a projected lineup, haven't gotten the official lineup notes here from the Oilers, but it could look something like this: Jeff Skinner, Connor McDavid, and Connor Brown, Vasily Podkolzin, Adam Henrique, and Victor Arvidsson, Max Jones, Matisse Janmark, and Corey Perry make up that third line. Meanwhile, Noah Phillip, Derek Ryan, potentially making his return to the Oiler lineup tonight, probably is, with Kasperi Kapanen on the back end, Darnell Nurse and Evan Bouchard, Brett Kulak and Troy Stetcher in Cam Dineen, and Ty Embers. And Cam Dineen making his first Oiler appearance since early March against the Montreal Canadiens, with Stuart Skinner getting the start in net tonight, and he says he's ready to get back at it again. Just a lot of treatments, a lot of recovery, trying to get my mind right. Concussions are kind of a little bit different, just because I felt fine in my body and I look good in terms of I wasn't limping or anything like that. It was hard to be around the rink. Obviously, you just wish you could be out there battling with the guys. It's going to be a good test for me, kind of get me rolling again, get some rhythm back in my game. And what a test tonight against the Winnipeg Jets for his first game back, who are 2 points away, 1 win away from clinching the President's Trophy. So the Jets still have a lot to play for. The Oilers, theoretically still do have a lot to play for. They still have second place in the Pacific Division to battle with the Kings for home ice, but the priority for this team right now is just do not get hurt. Just, you can win out if you want. I'd love to see them, win all 3 of their games, but what I'd love to see even more is this team just staying healthy, and hopefully everybody comes back 100% or close to 100%, as they're confirmed to be playing against the LA Kings in the first round of the playoffs as the Vegas Golden Knights clinched the Pacific last night. But taking a look at the Winnipeg Jets, like I mentioned, 114 points, 2 away from clinching the President's Trophy. So they're going to be, battling hard tonight. Just taking a look at their forward lineup: Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, Alex Iafallo, Nikolai Ehlers, Vladislav Nemesnikov, and Cole Perfetti, Nino Niederreiter, Adam Lowry, and Mason Appleton, and then Brandon Tanev, Morgan Barron, and Jarrett Anderson Dole. And a lot of former Kings that the Oilers are familiar with on this team ever since that Pierre-Luc Dubois trade. But the Jets, one of the deepest teams, one of the best, constructed teams defensively, offensively. Scott Arniel has them, whipped into shape there as an entire team unit there, and they are very scary. They just got to watch out for playoff Hellbuck. He can always show his face at any second there on the back end. Josh Morrissey, Dylan DeMello, Dylan Sandberg, Neil Pionk, and then Logan Stanley and Luke Shen, with Mike Comrie's brother Eric Comrie getting these starts tonight here for the Winnipeg Jets. Haven't seen him too much this season, as Connor Hellebuyck seems to play every game for the Jets this season, with a goals against average of 2.36 and a save percentage of .914. And other than the March 23rd game against the Buffalo Sabres, he's been pretty solid, with a shutout against the Vegas Golden Knights on the road at the Fortress, and then a .933, .955, and a .935. So Eric Comrie, sure, you don't see him often, but when he's between the pipes for the Jets, more often than not, you get a good game out of him. But again, the Jets, defensively, their structure is very hard to crack. But, for the Oilers, this will be a very tough test for them tonight. McDavid might do McDavid things, put the team on his back, but other than that, just stay healthy, everybody, please. Sure, find a way to win if you can. If not, just do not get hurt. Wrap everybody in bubble wrap tonight. It's a shame we couldn't call up the entire Condors team and have them play tonight to, ensure that nothing else, no other shenanigans happen. I know Matthew Savoy last night with the Condors took a shot off his foot there and limped off into the dressing room, so the injury trouble is not just riddling the Oilers, but the Condors themselves. So the injury luck running out for the Edmonton Oilers, but hopefully their winning luck doesn't run out in the Stanley Cup playoffs. That is it for today's video. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the two new signings here for the Oilers. Are you excited? Have you watched any of them at all this season? If you have, let me know. I'm very interested to see your scouting report. Enjoy the game tonight, folks. Oilers Jets. The Oilers have won 2 out of the last 3 games in Winnipeg there, in a building that's very daunting to opposing teams there. So glass half full. Try to find some sort of silver lining. But folks, enjoy the game tonight. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Take care. I'm Matt.